This is Chico Resch. You are listening to the Let's Go Devils podcast on the Primetime Radio Network.
Happy Devils Tuesday. This is the Woo Report, episode 154. I'm your host, Sam Woo, streaming live on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, Twitter Live, and Twitch on the Primetime Radio Network. Oh, why am I apologizing to Steve Tardis, asking me when is the Woo Report, something's missing today. He says, the best part of my day today, the Woo Report. Yes, there is a Santa Claus. Steve Tardis of the Facebook Live. As we're live right now, topics today, Team USA Forfeit, Taxi Squad update, and Mack Black. All right, let's get started, folks. Talk a little puck, talk a little hockey. Devils, as far as we know, going to Buffalo, playing the Buffalo Sabres tomorrow. We'll have the State of the Fan address, 8:30 p.m. Eastern tomorrow. Nick Villano and I, Nick Villano of pucksandpitchforks.com. As far as I know, the Devils are traveling up to Buffalo. Buffalo has some issues a little bit with their coach and 5 players being in the protocol. I don't know what the latest update is there, but let's talk about the Team USA forfeit. 1-0 to Switzerland. Meow, meow. Got some beef with this a little bit. And those that haven't heard, 2 players from Team USA at the World Juniors tested positive for COVID. And now the whole team has to suddenly forfeit the game 1-0 to Switzerland, who they were supposed to play today, Tuesday. And I'll tell you a reason why I have a little beef with this. And again, I'm going to pull out the article that was in The Athletic earlier today. I'm going to try to find that for you and read a couple things. It had a couple updates in it from Corey Pronman. And I will say, this was, this was a little bit weird to me. All right, so as I read this article from Corey Pronman from The Athletic, World Juniors, Team USA placed in quarantine, forfeits versus Switzerland after multiple positive COVID-19 tests. It reads, Team USA, the defending World Junior Championship gold medalists, has been placed in quarantine and will forfeit Tuesday's Group B game against Switzerland after 2 players tested positive for COVID-19, the IIHF announced Tuesday. Okay. The team's quarantine status will be evaluated later to determine whether it can compete in the next preliminary round game against Sweden this Wednesday. According to the IIHF rule book, it will be recorded as a 1-0 win for Switzerland. And, John Van Beesbrook says, we're extremely disappointed, especially for the players. But this is the part that kind of gets me on it. There will be another round of retesting to check for false positives. Sources confirmed to The Athletic. So you're telling me over one test, if I'm reading this correctly, over one test, you're immediately guilty of having COVID. You got to forfeit before a retest? Wouldn't you want to get that retest done immediately to make sure that it wasn't a false positive? And my goodness, you know what? This is why, and I don't want to get political here, but this is why I love the United States. I love freedom. In this case, you're guilty. You're, you're guilty before innocent. Like, how the heck do you figure this one out? You already, like, okay, so before we even retest you to confirm, you forfeited that game 1-0. I'm all about player protection. I'm all about protecting players. I'm all about, following the rules and everything. But this doesn't even make sense to me. That you're going to retest later? Shouldn't you retest it before you make that announcement or make that decision that Team USA forfeits 1-0 over 2 positive cases? And I'll tell you what, I mean, if this is how the international bodies work around the world, I think the NHL and the NHLPA made a wise decision not to go to the Olympics. And it's for these reasons, because this makes no sense to me. Some of how these international rules work. And you know what? Okay. Let's see what happens tomorrow. Is Team USA going to forfeit another game? I don't know. I don't get it. And again, to me, this is not. Look, you play by the rules. You agree to it, but just the whole process doesn't even make sense to me. Doesn't even make sense to me. You would have to forfeit 1-0. So what if you can't play Team Sweden? Now you're going to be 1-2? And you have to forfeit another? I'm pretty disappointed about it. I feel bad for the players, and what if the tests were wrong? You see, there's trust, but there's no verification here. And I don't understand it, but what do I know? I'm just a dumb hockey fan from New Jersey, right? Just doesn't make sense to me. And whatever. Taxi squad update. Let's get to that subject. All righty. We said that Marian Studenic was going to be on the taxi squad. Now Kevin Ball and Jesper Boquist as well will join the taxi squad for New Jersey Devils. Yes. As the Devils head up to Buffalo, as they've hit the reset button, apparently, we shall see. Mack Black, Mackenzie Blackwood, neck is feeling much better. No hesitation by Lindy Ruff to play Mack Black tomorrow night against the Buffalo Sabres. Should be good. Just remember, Game Day Live tomorrow and Devils After Dark, and in between State of the Fan Address. You know it. I know it. It's going to be a good time tomorrow. A podcasting, talking finally Devils hockey. Hopefully, we will. And I want to see your comments. Corbin, Benji for Let's Go Devils podcast mascot. Go, Benji, go. What's with all this Benji talk in the Facebook Live? YouTube Live. Wow. Not many people in the YouTube Live today. But also, Mike Rossi, yes, rest in peace, John Madden. Yes, the football John Madden passed away earlier today at the age of 85. Just a little thing. I mean, all of us kids that grew up in the 80s and 90s, we're blessed because growing up watching football, you couldn't have football without John Madden and Pat Summerall. Called many Giants Super Bowls, I believe. Super Bowl 21 was a good one. Also, speaking of the Devils, let's talk a little bit more Devils hockey. So, let me get your thoughts. Are you expecting the Devils to actually start winning? And now that they're well rested and they got everybody back from illness or whatever, are you expecting that? I don't know. Also, I see the NHL having more postponements. That's what I meant. Postponements of games in Canada. It's just too much to list. I find myself on Twitter following at NHL PR, getting the latest news. It just seems like every minute there's something new. Schedule update. The Boston Montreal game on Wednesday, January 12th at the Bell Center will now be played at TD Garden in Boston. So the NHL is trying to juggle the schedules around. I hate to be the NHL scheduling guy or woman because, well, let's put it this way. You should be one and done with the scheduling when it first comes out, the regular season. But just imagine having to deal with 32 different schedules, 2 different countries, and trying to make up these games and trying to make everybody happy. That's not easy, but we shall see. As far as we know, the Winter Classic in Minnesota is still going on. So that's still in play. But, as you know, as we return back to Prudential Center, there are going to be more rules and regulations entering the building. You must be fully vaccinated and still maintain wearing a mask as well. Also, just reading through here, Lindy Ruff, after today's practice, he said, "For me, it's trying to build a relationship with good communication, trying to be fair, but at the same time, trying to push them to a higher level." Well, I hope you do that, Lindy, because so far, since mid-November till now, Devils are been losing. And I forgot what the losing streak was in regulation. What's the last 6, 7 games? Help me out, Facebook Live. How much have the Devils been losing? How much have they been losing? They've been losing a lot, haven't they? Right? They've been losing a lot recently. Steve Carter says that we need the hockey John Madden to coach this team. Well, you know what? Beer Baron did mention that on the Sunday edition of the Let's Go Devils podcast. Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Steve Charters waiting for the first trade. Severson comments. Oops, it was me. Ha 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 ha. But yeah. All right, folks. Well, this is the Woo Report. We're going to have a triple header Wednesday. Tomorrow, possibly a quadruple header if I sneak in a Woo Report at lunchtime. I've been talking to a lot of fans before, the pause. Talking to a lot of fans about the Woo Report. Everyone likes it during lunchtime. So I'm going to try to get it during lunchtime. But sometimes I have my lunch late. Sometimes I don't eat lunch. Believe it or not, sometimes I don't eat lunch. Sometimes I forget to eat lunch. So suddenly I have a bigger dinner. Anyway, for all you folks out there, you're probably thinking, "Woo, you keep on talking about food." Well, yeah, I like food. I like to see food and eat it. Absolutely. All right, I want to thank everybody for tuning in. Be back tomorrow for quadruple header Wednesday as the Devils are back in Buffalo, hitting the reset button. We'll see the results. We'll get your rapid reaction here on the Let's Go Devils podcast. That's right. That's right. getting back in the swing of things. Till next time, this is the Woo Report. Let's go Devils.